Welcome back to another episode of UXpreneur. Today we're going to talk about logo design. So grab that pencil, let's dive in. Today we're going to talk about starting your own brand. Here you can see a rejected logo by Jamie Wilson Sapurta. Don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but I found this on Pinterest and it's actually not too bad. But just so you know, we can often scrounge up things like this online that have been formerly rejected by a client, and you could use them as inspiration for your own, or you can even steal them, as Picasso would say, for your prototypes. So with that, now let's talk about logo designs. This is a TEDx talk of Sagi Haviv. And in this TEDx talk, he talks about dealing with clients and what a logo should be. Here's Sagi Haviv, and he talks about famous logos that he's done, like the Chase logo. And what's really interesting is that here was his client who drew their own logo. Okay, see how descriptive it is? It's overly descriptive, and it's tame, and it's flat. And so it doesn't really lend itself to a brand name or a logo. And what he ends up doing is actually this logo. And it's an abstraction of the world, and he just underlines it to emphasize it. And now he went through a long battle with that client. Essentially, you can see where he is showing the extendability of this logo using the client's own words. They go through this series of changes, and he's just teasing the client, and ultimately that this is a much more effective logo. So think of a logo as a beacon of light from a lighthouse. It doesn't describe what cape or country it is. It just says land here, and that's what our logos are to do. Identify, not communicate. Metaphor is collect all those brand attributes and we put them into one thing. It's a liger. It's pretty much favorite animal. It's like a lion and a tiger mixed, bred for its skills in magic. Here you can see a wallet, a prism, and a V for Volusion as their metaphors. And they do a lot of sketching. All right, guys. Today I'm going to show you how to do a logo design from scratch. And we're going to be using my brand Humdrum, which has a few metaphors with it. Metaphors are really the source of inspiration. For example, we have a drum. So I would just simply sketch a drum here. Now, right now I'm using it from memory, but you can sort of imagine, you have this drum from your childhood memory. Of course, it's always better to reference other drum icons that you might see. They have this little extra piece here around the edge to hold the top on. So drum, hum, and I have an extra M in mind for the URL, humdrum.com. And so we have hum and drum. So if I do the hum analogy or metaphor, then I might think of a person's face with a nose and the mouth closed, pursed lips. And I would just draw the face like this, and then I might do some type of wavelength, you see, to show perhaps a hum icon. And this really helps to just identify what are our metaphors, and so we might add these together. And then we also have the H in humdrum, and so here's a capital H. We could take these different semantics and we can actually put them into one shape. It's sort of like what Picasso did with Taurus, the bull. And in the top left, you see how rendered everything is. It's very realistic. And then he starts to break it down and break it down. And so what we're seeing is the reductionist philosophy unfold here of cubism, but more importantly, abstract cubism. And so, for example, when I do a drum, okay, what if I just did the top? What if we just do a negative space between the drum and the bottom? Okay, now we have an abstract drum. The benefit of being abstract is that ambiguity of being able to be in a small place, because now I can see different shapes show up. Perhaps you could see sort of an H here. So if we said, here's an H, like a capital H, you can see we have a cross through here in the middle, just like a cross through the H. I can actually do that shape as well, you see? And now it starts to formulate this part of the drum, right? And so then all we're missing is this piece for the top of the drum, okay? And then the bottom. I'm intentionally not closing these sides because that was just for illustration purposes. But I'm showing you that there is this negative space around there, so that would be a good symbol. Already, if we take a look at an app icon that we might find on our home screen on our iPhone, you could imagine having this shape for humdrum. Okay, now that was just using two of these. We used the drum and the H in order to arrive at this kind of concept. We didn't do all of them together. And this would take a lot of sketching of little things, like a favicon, you know, in the favicon of a browser, right? You have your like 3 dots or whatever. And then you could imagine we have this little 16 by 16, and we could put the shape in there as well. Okay, it starts to be able to be utilized in other places. That's interesting. Let's just do a nice square here for our app icon. I was really jiving with just a perfect drum top there and bringing it down a little bit and rounding these corners. We have the H coming in to the fray here. And I almost want to, like a reflection does, almost want to come back up a little bit here just to give it the illusion of a reflection off the ground. And I'm making it round on the edges. Okay, ooh, interesting. Tennis ball. All right, didn't expect that. So for today, I think that the winner of our design might just be keeping it really simple here with this kind of humdrum shape where we almost have this drum shape, and we don't even need to focus on the wavelengths or anything. And so let's say if we flip that over and take a look at it on the back, okay, there we have tennis ball, and here we have our logo. Guys, thanks for watching our video on logo design. If you are not a subscriber, please click the subscribe button down below. Like this if you like it. Ring the bell for notifications on future videos. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye. Liger. It's so abstract. It could be a nose. It could be eyes. It could be wings. It's like a lot of different things. And so that's the benefit of a brand mark being abstract and minimalist. It can be a lot of things. It can go in a lot of places. It's a beacon of light.